A VA Christian Discrimination Task Force, an update from Secretary Doug Collins, a celebrity appearance in a VetComm commercial and PSA, Kate Monroe's plight for service members training in raw sewage, and so much more in this week's episode.
With the person.
Just out here today down at the border.
If you look back in history, when we're a
powerful force. We have helped put almost $2 billion in veterans' pockets, and it never seems to be enough.
Welcome back, veterans, to another episode of VetComm News, your go-to source for veteran news, current events, and all the incredible work that's happening right here in the VetComm community. I'm Rachel Hernandez. I'm the manager of communications here at VetComm, and we've got another packed episode for you today, so let's get right into it. First, VA Secretary Doug Collins says the VA is no longer VA-centric. It's now shifting its focus back to the veteran. He says the department is prioritizing customer service and is streamlining its processes. Take a listen to what he had to say on this on Scripps News.
Well, one of the biggest changes is a focus from the VA being sort of a centric focus around itself and then not the veteran. And we've changed that to where the veteran is our focus, that we're a service organization. That's what we're going to do. We're going to service the veterans and the needs that they have statutorily and what they've earned. So our healthcare benefits, the benefits, disability benefits, education benefits, housing, all those kind of things. So we're very much focused on customer service. And I think what you're really seeing now is the biggest difference you're going to see is a streamlining and a focus on making sure that everything we do in the VA is efficiently service toward that veteran process.
The administration has sought to trim the federal workforce across agencies. Secretary Collins says 80,000 at the VA is a goal.
Because we're never going to put in jeopardy patient health care or the disability benefits getting to the people who need them, the veterans who have earned them. And so what we're doing right now is making sure that an agency, which, by the way, has grown over 100,000 people and over several hundred billion, almost a couple $100 billion in the last 10 years, is doing it as efficiently as it can. But what we're seeing, unfortunately, is our numbers were not showing that. In fact, our wait times were not moved a lot. Our backlog actually went worse after COVID. And frankly, the GAO has said that we're on the high risk list for, the waste and issues of personnel and patient care. So we're making sure that we're putting the right people in the right places. And that may, being a downsizing of bureaucracy and layers. Right now, the VA has become, frankly, the poster child in many ways for a bureaucracy.
And as you're looking at this, as you're going through this, can you guarantee that the downsizing, as well as the review of contracts that I know is undergoing, won't impact things like telehealth support, the speed of claims processing, appointment booking, research, the support for medical staff to carry out their jobs, things of that nature?
Yeah, no, that's exactly what we're working to improve by looking at our department and looking at how we're actually structured. Are we using computers more and our information technology in a better way that can actually process claims quicker, get those out to folks? Can we get more appointments in? Can we put more doctors and nurses into the facilities? You mentioned contracts, and I'm really glad to talk about that because we were able to move over $300 million out of contracts that were basically administrative contracts for PowerPoints, meeting notes, things like that. And we moved over $300 million into our community care patient network, which that is something that helps our patients directly. So we're actually making it better because, frankly, there's this line out there that everything was okay. Everything wasn't okay, and frankly, the GAO said that.
And while we're on the topic of Collins in the VA, are Christians under attack at the VA? Well, Collins thinks they just might be. Because according to Federal News Network, he established a task force to investigate alleged anti-Christian discrimination within the department. This after President Trump signed an executive order in February that addressed, quote, eradicating anti-Christian bias. Collins sent an email to employees asking them to report any incidents of anti-Christian bias, including details like names, dates, and locations. The task force will be reviewing examples of adverse actions taken against employees for requesting religious exemptions, displaying Christian symbols, refusing to participate in procedures like abortions or transgender treatments due to religious beliefs, or experiencing workplace hostility over Christian views. We'll have that full article linked below if you'd like to read it. All right, if you're a veteran or you know someone who is a veteran, and I know you do because you're watching this video right now, you need to hear about VetComm. Founded by veterans and for veterans, VetComm is on a mission to ensure that every single disabled veteran receives the VA disability compensation they're owed. We helped over 10,000 veterans receive over $2 billion in lifetime VA disability compensation just last year. And this year, we expect to help 20,000 veterans receive more than $5 billion. Now it's your turn. Let us help you get your VA claim filed or help you get a higher rating. We help our clients with tech assistance, real-time claim submission support, comprehensive C&P exam prep, and more. Don't waste any more time. Visit vetcom.us right now. You served your country, now let VetComm serve you. All right, and in company news, you may have heard in last week's episode about the Tijuana sewage crisis and San Diego service members training in it. Sewage from Tijuana has been flowing into the Pacific Ocean and up to San Diego's beaches for decades now. The crisis has caused problems like closed beaches, illnesses from exposure to wastewater, business closures, property value loss, and more. But perhaps most important to us here at VetComm, San Diego's service members have been training in the contaminated water for decades. Prior to EPA Administrator Lee Zeldin's visit to San Diego, our CEO Kate Monroe took to Fox News to call out Mexico for, quote, perpetuating chemical warfare against the U.S. Now, she says Zeldin refused to meet her after agreeing to seeing her on behalf of veterans. She calls him out in a recent article that you can read with the link posted down below. And Kate is on the move. Soon she's going to be heading to Washington, D.C. to sit at a roundtable with none other than VA Secretary Doug Collins himself. With her extensive background working one-on-one with America's heroes, she'll be voicing her ideas on how to make the VA better for veterans. This will be broadcast on C-SPAN on Tuesday, May 6th. Be sure to tune in. And as you heard at the beginning of this video, we have an actor who's going to be starring in a series of VetComm commercials and PSAs. Sean Kanan, who you may know from Cobra Kai, Karate Kid, The Bold and the Beautiful, General Hospital, well, he's going to be helping to support homeless veterans. Stay tuned for more on this. Do you have questions about VA claims? Get your questions answered in real time and for free by our CEO, Kate Monroe. She's going live every Thursday at 3:30 Pacific time to answer your questions about veteran benefits. It'll be hosted on Zoom and all VetComm US social media accounts. We know you've got questions, so head to the link in the description to get that Zoom link right now. And here at VetComm, we sponsor para-athlete and veteran Brian Big Country Conwell. He lost his leg in an active duty accident and went on to receive 23 medals in athletic competitions. Now check this out. He's appearing on the cover of the March-April issue of Shift, a veteran-owned magazine. Read Brian's story for free at the link in the description. Want to show your support for veterans? Well, VetComm has our very own branded clothing and accessories line available for you guys right now. This has been made possible through our partnership with Really Designs, that's a veteran-owned business. Grab yourself a coffee mug like this, a t-shirt, a blanket, or more at the link in the description. Changes to the VA disability rating schedule for mental health conditions are scheduled to take effect in August 2025, and they could make it easier to receive higher disability ratings, potentially increasing ratings by 30% or more. But as veteransinfotap explains, this depends on how prepared you are. Here he is with more.
Hey, thanks for making it to Veteransinfotap. I'm glad you made it. Let's talk about the upcoming mental health changes. This is important. Whether you have PTSD, MST, depression, anxiety, whatever your mental health rating is, I believe that this could push you up higher in your rating, essentially moving a 30% rating to a 50, a 50% to a 70, a 70 to a 100. But it's all going to come down to you putting in the footwork. It's not going to be an easy road, but it is going to be a road. And I think that if you get the right medical evidence that outlines it all appropriately, you're going to be golden. I want to talk through this because it's important for you to understand. Now, number one, the rating schedule change has not taken effect yet. I am hoping, if history proves correct, the VA is going to give us approximately a 2-month kind of heads up of when it's going into effect, which we will share here. Now, right now, it is slotted for August of 2025 to take effect. They have already kicked the can down the road 2 times, so who's to say they don't do that again? Could happen. They could kick the can down the road again. But it is on the horizon, and there has been calls to expedite rating schedule changes and not let them drag out as long as they have in the past, so we'll see what happens. All right, so jumping into it here, the mental health rating schedule change, I believe, is a good thing. It's kind of all over the board, I guess. Some agree, some disagree, some are kind of in the middle. I think it's all going to come down to your preparation, which means that it's important to understand what the actual change is. You can't fly blind. I mean, you can, but, you know, garbage in is garbage out. So you need to do a couple things. One, you need to get smart on what the rating schedule change is going to look like. Two, you need to work with a provider that will actually annotate things appropriately in relation to the proposed rating schedule change.
Important information there. The link to that full video will be posted right down below. And that's all for now. VetComm News drops every Thursday, and we post a ton of great informational content right here on this channel. So make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Again, I'm Rachel Hernandez. This has been VetComm News. We'll see you next time.